The new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire. The lone wolf, who you thought was a good collaborator because you didn't have the right candidate insights. But once you hired them, it was all hoarding info, declining meetings, and howling at the full moon? But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can go deeper than just the resume to find you a perfect fit by using insights from the LinkedIn network to give you a short list of best fit candidates. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
You know you need fiber for a healthy gut, but do you actually know how to get it? Quaker's been serving up fiber since 1877, with over 100 great-tasting, good source of fiber options to choose from. Whether you like old-fashioned oats, instant oatmeal, granola, or oatmeal squares, Quaker makes it delicious. So good. Get your fiber with Quaker. Shop Quaker's good source of fiber products at a store near you.
Dr. Raj.
Dr. Raj Dasgupta.
The most interesting pulmonologist in the world.
Welcome to the Dr. Raj Podcast, a show all about empowering knowledge, addressing difficult topics, raising awareness, and being positive. Dr. Raj is a quadruple board-certified physician, associate professor of clinical medicine, and the associate program director of Internal Medicine Residency. He was a co-host on the TNT series Chasing the Cure with Ann Curry, as well as a regular on the TV show The Doctors. And now, here's our show.
Hi, and welcome to the Dr. Raj Podcast. And what is this a podcast of? A podcast of happiness and wellness, great stories, amazing people. And this month, where it's going to be released, is April. April is my favorite month in the whole world. Why? Is because it's Sarcoidosis Awareness Month. And someone's going to say, what is sarcoid? Because, my podcasts are kind of standalone episodes. Sarcoid is a chronic inflammatory condition that affects every single organ in the body. And what is the culprit? What's causing all this inflammation? It's these clusters of cells that we call granulomas. What a word, granulomas. And the organs it loves the most are the organs that I focus on, like the lungs. But what causes sarcoid? We don't know. Could it be environmental? Could it be autoimmune genetics? Infectious, maybe a little bit of everything. This is why we need research. And in fact, sarcoid is always underdiagnosed. It's misdiagnosed. In fact, it's a rare disease. So today we have a super big treat. We have a returning guest. This person must have really missed me if they're back for round number 2. So this is going to be Mary McGowan. She is the president and CEO of the Foundation for Sarcoidosis Research, the leading international organization dedicated to improving the lives of those with sarcoidosis. Ms. Gowan leads groundbreaking efforts to improve clinical trial access, advance shared decision-making, and accelerate drug development through efforts like the Ignore No More campaign, the Coalition to Advance Clinical Trial Engagement, and the FSR Global Sarcoidosis Clinic Alliance. Ms. Gowan has been recognized for her strategic, innovative, and collaborative efforts to advance the needs of rare disease patients through the creation of practical and impactful programs and collaborative networks. With that being said, Mary, how are you doing today?
Oh, Dr. Raj, it is just my honor to be back here today. Thank you so much. Yes, I've missed you, although I do listen to your podcast regularly. I see you on social media everywhere. You are a rock star. And again, so honored. You really have built an incredible platform here that's truly making a difference in how people understand complex diseases like sarcoidosis and so much more. And your pulmonary and critical care background in particular makes your voice, as you know, especially important in conversations about diseases that are often misunderstood, like sarcoidosis. So just a huge kudos to you. What a great way to have a journey to go through life, just helping so many people across the world. So again, my honor to be here, and I'm really looking forward to this conversation.
Wow, Mary, you outshine me. Oh my God, I'm supposed to be the one with the best intros. You one-upped me right there. And you can't see this, everyone, but I'm blushing. That was so nice of you. Oh my God. Last time we hanged out, Mary, we were in Orlando together, raising some awareness for sarcoid. I can't wait for our next time, okay?
Absolutely.
All right. So, hey, let's go right to the meat of things. This is going to be April. So tell my listeners about Sarcoidosis Awareness Month. What is it? What does it mean for the sarcoidosis community? The floor is yours.
Great question. So Sarcoidosis Awareness Month, of course, at FSR, the Foundation for Sarcoidosis Research, is our most important month of the entire year because it is dedicated time to bring national attention to a disease that, despite affecting approximately 1.2 million people worldwide, is still, as you said, not widely understood. And one of the biggest challenges with sarcoidosis is that it can be really, really difficult to diagnose. Symptoms often mimic a lot of other health conditions, and many patients go years without clear answers. And so we refer to it really as a diagnosis of exclusion. And so awareness helps change that by encouraging earlier recognition and a more timely diagnosis. So that's really what is the underpinning of this awareness month. It's also critical because sarcoidosis can affect, as you know, multiple organs and impact people very differently. As you said, these granulomas can grow anywhere. And so that's why sarcoidosis is often referred to as a snowflake disease because it doesn't impact everybody the same way. It's really a unique disease that people get that is unlike the signs and symptoms and the outcomes and even the drugs that they take and the impact. It all is very individualized, and that complexity makes education even more important, even for the healthcare providers and certainly for the general public to understand. So we're really excited about it. We're going to be highlighting the need for ongoing research, better treatments, ultimately a cure, of course. And finally, it's about bringing all stakeholders together, the patients, the caregivers, the clinicians, the researchers, policymakers, media like yourself, Dr. Raj, and to focus on how we move the field forward in a much more coordinated and impactful way.
Oh, man. I mean, I had to take a breath. I mean, you got the medical side of your answer. I love it. But now that you're representing FSR, what are going to be the big plans? How are you going to do all the things you just mentioned? What is going to be the plan for this year to drive that awareness? And I know you're going to be excited about a lot of things, but there's something specifically you're most excited about?
Yes, I am really excited about the theme. Every year we pick a theme to help us with our communications and our branding. And this year's theme for Awareness Month is See Sarcoidosis, right? Vision, See Sarcoidosis, and all of its complexities. So as I said earlier, as no two patients experience the disease the same way, to help people really see and understand that, this year's campaign is grounded on a kaleidoscope visual. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, very exciting.
Like
wait till you see it. You're going to love it.
Okay.
So the idea is simple but powerful. Just like a kaleidoscope shifts patterns depending on how you look at it, sarcoidosis presents differently, as I said, in every individual. So it can impact, as I said, multiple organs, show up with very different symptoms, and impact each person's life different, aren't always immediately visible. Mm-hmm. So that visual, we feel, really reflects the challenge, both for patients who are trying to make sense of their symptoms and for the clinicians who may not recognize the disease right away. So it enforces the need to look more closely, look differently, like a kaleidoscope, and from multiple perspectives to truly see sarcoidosis. And so we're really excited about that. A major goal of the outcome of the campaign, of course, is to help shorten the path to diagnosis, as we were talking about earlier.
Yes.
It's a long journey to diagnosis for many patients. So our goal is to shorten that diagnosis. And by increasing visibility and understanding, especially among the healthcare providers, we can start to close that gap And so we're really excited to have this theme and to have patients and caregivers and clinicians themselves share stories throughout the month. And really bring this together by creating and deepening the understanding and seeing sarcoidosis in a different light. So it's really exciting. We hope all of your listeners join us on this effort. Check out stopsarcoidosis.org on April 1 to see the visuals, and join us on social media to help really spread the awareness.
All right. So you called out my listeners, you know what I mean? So let's clump in the patients, the caregivers, all my peeps at the hospital, all the amazing hospitalists and pulmonary people out there. If they want to be part of Sarcoidosis Awareness Month, what are the most meaningful ways that they can get involved? Because we really want to amplify the impact of FSR's efforts. So what can we all do?
Oh, that's so nice, Dr. Raj. So I think one of the most powerful ways is, especially if you're a patient, to take part by joining our See Sarcoidosis movement is starting by simply sharing your story. What was that story? We learn so much from patient stories.
Oh, yes.
And that help others really understand what this disease really looks like. Also for clinicians to share their stories about treating patients, some of the challenges associated with that. Patients love to hear that, and it helps them gain a better understanding about the disease itself. And we've also had some opportunities to really make sure that people post in purple. So purple is sarcoidosis color, right? So we're asking people across the world, post in purple and say something about sarcoidosis on social media to spark the conversation and increase visibility. Also, you can join an event. Oh my gosh, we have a number of educational events during April. Again, our website is full of the hosting of educational sessions, wellness activities, and community gatherings. And listen, we are so excited. To all the listeners, listen to me here. So we're excited to have you, Dr. Raj, join us in April for our Ask the Experts, sarcoidosis expert on Inspire event. So for listeners who may not know about Inspire, Inspire is a free platform where FSR hosts a sarcoidosis community of over 70,000 patients and caregivers. And from April 21 to the 23rd, anyone can join and post a question to Dr. Raj. And I know, Dr. Raj, you will do an extraordinary job on that. And I know that because this is your third time coming back to this annual event. And we hear from patients around the world every time that event concludes. We get flooded with emails from our community about how much they enjoyed the opportunity to connect with you on Inspire. And we are just so grateful to you with your expertise to take the time for 3 days to really, connect with our community in such an informal yet really important way that they can get assistance and get their answers to the multiple questions that they have. So we are immensely grateful to you and really looking forward to that as a big part of Sarcoidosis Awareness Month. So if it's okay, let me throw a question at you. I'm going to take control of the interview for a moment. So I'd like to ask you, Dr. Raj, because I think it's an important question. What motivates you to come back and to lead that event for sarcoidosis patients and for the Foundation of Sarcoidosis Research?
Oh, I mean, that's an easy answer for me. Number one, I always say the best part about being a doctor is to give to others. And it's always, I love stories that are David and Goliath. I always feel that my patient with sarcoid are my little Davids fighting against everyone. There have to be their self-advocates, the disease itself, side effects of medications, the frustration, how not everyone understands this disorder. Why do I go to 20,000 doctors? So if I can do one little thing for free, it makes me so happy. And, when someone just types back on the email or like, hey, that was such a great answer. Thank you for your time. It really carries a long way. And don't get me wrong, being part of this event actually makes me a lot smarter. And, you could never learn enough about sarcoid. There's always a question, always a side effect, always an outcome I never knew. So it helps me treat other patients. So I love it that you guys put your faith in me, because you guys have a lot of smart doctors that you know and work with, and you pick me, and I always want to do a great job for you. So everyone in April, look for me on Inspire, and I'm going to love to meet all you folks.
Absolutely. We're going to have it again on our website. So people, if you need some help finding us on Inspire, you'll have the link right there and you can connect there. And then another thing that we're doing really exciting is our Steps for Sarc fundraising challenge. I think everybody on all of our listeners today know that FSR is a nonprofit. One of the most challenging things these days is fundraising, all right, to support all of our important work. So there's an opportunity to engage in our Steps to see Sarcoidosis fundraising challenge. So you can set up a goal. You can set up a campaign, personal campaign through our website and develop teams. And anyway, there's a whole fundraising opportunity for that. So we're really looking forward to that as well.
I love it. So I'm going to have to change gears a little bit now, because this was actually really super important. Before our interview, I was watching some of the highlights from, Rare Disease Week. And I got to tell you, it was making me tear up a little bit. It was seeing all the different people and races and cultures and genders. It was so nice, and diseases I didn't even hear about were on there. So, you guys were recognized at Rare Disease Week for FSR's federal advocacy work around FMLA, the Family and Medical Leave Act, particularly securing a key clarification that expands job-protected leave for clinical trial participants and their family caregivers. So can you talk about this? Because I think that some of this initially went over my head, and what this milestone means for families and why it's so important for advancing clinical research.
Absolutely. Dr. Raj, we're really excited about this because it's our belief that what I'm getting ready to talk about is actually going to have a significant positive change for medical research of all chronic diseases in America, all chronic diseases.
Okay.
So this FMLA milestone really started with listening to patients. So through a national IRB-approved survey, we heard directly from Black patients living with sarcoidosis, who, by the way, have, unfortunately, the highest prevalence and worst outcomes of sarcoidosis, that job-related challenges was in the top 3 of the biggest barriers to participating in clinical trials. So what's so important here is, if you don't make it easy for people to participate, and there are so many barriers, that becomes a problem, and we need more people in clinical trials, particularly those who unfortunately have the highest prevalence of the disease. So we put together a white paper discussing this IRB approved, all the outcomes of that survey. We went to Capitol Hill. We had a congressional briefing. We put together a 60-page white paper, and we created a coalition of many other organizations and a coalition to break down the barriers to clinical trials. We all did 40 Congressional Hill visits to talk about how important it is that we get clarification from the Department of Labor on whether or not the Family Medical Leave Act in America covers those who enroll in clinical trials, because many patients were being told that they're going to lose their job because they're taking too much time off for work, right? So through all of that work, we were able, in working with our coalition, to, in fact, get a 6-page written letter from the Department of Labor that sits on the FSR website that now states anyone in America who is eligible for FMLA, in other words, working as a full-time employee, that their job is now protected. They cannot be passed up for promotions, get demoted, or anything. And this, Dr. Raj, is impacting 60 million eligible workers across this country.
Wow, that's awesome.
Right? It's so
Yeah.
exciting. And then just real quickly, part two of that, FMLA is great. That protection is great. However, it is not paid leave. So we took it a step further and we created what is called Champions for Change. We're asking every company, every organization in America to join this. All you have to do is provide at least one paid day off for those who enroll in clinical trials. And you will become a champion for change for employees. We already, since we just launched this a year ago, believe it or not, Dr. Raj, 60,000 employees are now having access to paid time off to participate in clinical trials.
Oh, good
right?
for you guys. Oh my God. Wow. That's impressive.
Really, really excited. And again, this is something that is helping everything from a rare disease like sarcoidosis and the other 10,000 plus rare diseases, all the way to heart disease, which is the leading cause of death of women and men, right?
Yes.
So it's the full spectrum of chronic disease in America.
Oh, I love that. So let's stay on this positive vibe, because I hear the Sarcoidosis caucus has been another important step forward. So my question is, how does this caucus, how does it play a role in advancing awareness and policies? And what policies are you trying to be focusing on? And what are your hopes for the future of this impact?
Dr. Raj, we are so excited about this brand new Sarcoidosis caucus that was just launched on February 23rd during Rare Disease Week. I was with a colleague, Tricia Shivas. We were honored to meet with U.S. Congressman Josh Gottheimer and U.S. Congressman Max Miller on that day when they announced the launch of this bipartisan Congressional Sarcoidosis Caucus. Unfortunately, Congressman Gottheimer lost his mother, Gwen, to sarcoidosis in 2018.
Okay.
And so we are just so sorry to learn of that. And so in her honor, he is a congressman wants to elevate sarcoidosis in the policy efforts on Capitol Hill. So no doubt this is going to lead to extraordinary things. FSR is working with his office very closely on a few things. So I'll just highlight two.
Sure,
one
that sounds
is
great.
we're going to be increasing awareness of the Family Medical Leave Act, what I was just talking about, at the state level. We're going to have that on all state pages from regarding the FMLA. And the second thing that we're doing is we're modernizing the definition of rare disease. So this is really interesting, Dr. Raj. I know you're aware of this, but over 40 years ago, this definition of rare disease was defined by 200,000 or less for being a rare disease, right? A rare disease is up to 200,000 people in America living with rare disease. But this doesn't, of course, reflect the current population, right? And so we need to really make a shift and have that understood. What are we really talking about when we're talking about a rare disease with the grown population? And what are we doing to improve coverage and access for those patients in that growth? So we're working with them to define that, again, which is going to have an impact on all rare diseases.
Wow. So I want to get more people to help you, man. How about a whole team behind you? So for patients, my listeners, caregivers, advocates, what's the best thing? How can they engage to help you move these great thoughts and policies that you have in your mind forward so they can come to fruition?
Oh, thank you for that. And thank you to all the listeners who are willing to help us with this. So first of all, I would say reach out to your elected officials and encourage them to engage with the caucus, join the caucus. And Representative Gottheimer is looking for this and talking to other representatives to get them on board of this growing caucus. So that's number one. I would say number two is participate in advocacy days or petitions or grassroots grassroots campaigns. These are really important, and we host a lot of those, so you can find those on our website. Even sharing information about the caucus with people helps. Because you never know who you're talking to who can make a difference on Capitol Hill through an upcoming advocacy meeting that they may have or conversation that they may be having. And we're going to be creating tools that can be used in this effort and that will be available on our website after April at stopsarcoidosis.org. So those are some of the ways that people can get really involved from a policy effort on this. And we always attend Rare Disease Week on Capitol Hill. If you'd like to join us in that effort next February, it's just so inspiring to see. There were over 800 rare diseases represented this year. And it's just an incredible momentum of everybody working together.
No, you folks have been so busy, and no, like I was saying, there was like a little highlights, and all you folks and the politicians and the patients were all together and they're on the stairs. It was just a great moment to see everyone together. I just loved it. So, I kind of want to end our conversation with the future, because you are so into the now right now. I love it and all these great things. So as we move beyond, Awareness Month, what should, our community stay focused on, for the rest of the year? When I say our community, I love being part of the sarcoidosis family, and I love my sarcoid patients. And if I see one, I'm giving them the biggest imaginary hug in the whole world all the time. So what can we do to stay focused for the rest of the year?
Oh, I love that. Well, first of all, yes, April is Sarcoidosis Awareness Month. We're all very excited about it. But the truth of the matter is the awareness doesn't stop at the end of April. It's all the time, right? And so we need everyone to continue building the awareness of rare diseases, the challenges, and sarcoidosis for sure in that conversation. So we really want to have people stay engaged with us. One of the most important, I think, areas to stay focused also is on advancing research.
Yes.
FSR has given over $10 million in research funding for research. I know. Can you believe that?
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. Yes. We've been doing a lot of fundraising.
Wow.
So we've increased our research significantly. Okay. But it's really through that research is the only way we're going to get better therapies for patients. Yeah. And again, better diagnostics and, again, hopefully one day a cure. And if you happen to be a sarcoidosis patient listening to this podcast, please, if you're not already a member, join FSR's patient registry. We have over 7,000 patients now from 68 countries across the globe. And it's really a powerful tool that allows individuals to share their experiences in a way that directly informs research. And so that's really important. Of course, anyone living with a rare disease and, of course, sarcoidosis, explore opportunities, participate in clinical trials and research studies. We just broke down major barriers for you. So we want you to get out there and make a difference in doing that. And so we're really just so excited about those opportunities. And again, for other opportunities, listeners can visit the stopsarcoidosis.org. But we appreciate everybody's willingness to engage in these efforts.
Mary, you're such a pro now. You know what I mean? It's not even the Dr. Raj podcast. I almost want to switch the name for this one. It's Mary's podcast with guest star Dr. Raj.
Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind.
But I will say this is that, FSR, Foundation of Sarcoidosis Research, picked the best president and CEO. I've known you personally. We've had dinner together. You're just a great person. You're happy. You're positive. Everything about you, the way you present yourself is the real you inside. And I can't say that about everyone. You know what I mean? I've met a lot of people who are in a big head honcho place, but I knew that when you're going to come back on here, I could just be myself. And I just love talking to you.
Well, listen, it's the energy that you and others give off, and the passion, and really, Dr. Raj, for creating this wonderful space. To be able to have this conversation and do it in an informal yet really important way, there's so much learnings that come out of this, and we're reaching people around the world. So the work that you're doing through this podcast and beyond is really helping bringing this important visibility to diseases like sarcoidosis that, oh my gosh, we know has just gone overlooked for far too long. And it's really that kind of awareness is what ultimately drives better outcomes for patients. Our nation can and must do better for rare disease patients, and working together is really.
Hey everyone, Chris here from MedPrep2Go, and I wanted to ask you to please follow us on social. There may be links in the show notes, or you can find us at MedPrep2Go on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and now YouTube. We would greatly appreciate it as we try to spread the word about MedPrep2Go and keep medical education accessible and affordable.
The only way to get there. And again, an honor to be a guest today. Thank you to all of our listeners. Dr. Raj, you inspire me every second. And again, we all can't wait now to hear you on Inspire on April 21.
And with that being said, everyone, that's our Dr. Raj podcast episode for this month. And let me just say this, big shout out to all my sarcoidosis warriors. I love each and every one of you. And hey, stay tuned for our next episode of Dr. Raj podcast.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Dr. Raj podcast. If you enjoy the show, then please make sure to follow us on your favorite podcast app and leave a rating while you're there. This show is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not intended as medical advice. This has been a production of MedPrep2Go, and you can learn more at medprep2go.com.